Alejandro, hi, Daphne here. How are you? Thank you for sending in your next essay corrections. This task one is fabulous. It is really, really good. This is one of the best task ones I've read for a long time. Very well done. Let me go through it. Okay. The pie chart displays the outcomes of schools' subject popularity surveys performed in Germany in 2017. Yes, good. I would say, we don't know if it's, yeah, okay. Schools, I'm assuming it's plural schools. Lots of them, so you should have it like that. Okay? Among all the categories, because it's specific categories, P was the most popular, obtaining 22.9% of all votes, whereas history gained 22.4%. Furthermore, not just furthermore, both subjects were the only ones that surpassed 20% of preference. Good. Preferences, I think it would be, because it's plural, lots of preferences, but really nice. So superlative here, contrast there, the only ones, more superlatives, excellent. Compared to these categories, physics and maths as together amounted to 37.6%, being far superior to any other individual class. Good, excellent. The other remaining categories, you have categories up here, so maybe we can say subject. It's okay to, I can see you're trying to avoid or courses you could have. You try to avoid the question word, but sometimes you just have to use it. But they would be okay. Amounted to, the other one you could have is totaled, if you wanted. If you have totaled, you wouldn't have 2. 17.2%, which was lower than physics. And don't use the punctuation there. I strongly suggest you don't use that. Use a connecting word instead. So, and this superiority was reflected in the difference between physics and geography being over 10%. Good. So that was the difference is over 10%. Moreover, quantum-based courses, wow, woo, good language here. Quantum-based courses alongside non-IT. Yeah, I think you need to have compared to, or, yeah, either maybe in relation to. I don't think you can have alongside, because it's a bit confusing in relation to non-IT courses amounted to 73%, whereas capital letter stood alone as the only non-academic subject. Yeah, good. Non-academic. Yeah, yet highly rated you could have, or enjoyed. It's quite nice to put in a yet in there. Overall, school subjects preference in Germany was characterized for its higher concentration on quantum-based courses, amounted to 37.6, whereas the remaining items, not really items, that's more like if I'm going shopping. Courses you could have, did not stand out. Not stand out. No, I think, hang on, the popularity you'd have to have. You need to repeat the subject here. Popularity of remaining courses just ranged from or okay, no, all right then, don't have that. Remaining courses were witness. Let's go that. Witness different rates in a range from. Okay, but you need to have popularity in there just to repeat that. But very, very good task one. That's really high level. You've done exactly what you had to do. So you've chosen the most interesting things. You've grouped them well. You've got some very, very good comparative language in here. This reads really nicely. Well done. Okay. Translation apps. Do the benefits of this outweigh the disadvantages? That's interesting to have your little notes there. Well done. Good. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Context, yeah. Software and application developers throughout intensive research have improved online translation resources, increasing their number of users. Okay, so software and applications, you don't need a capital A for that. developers through intensive research, not throughout, through intensive research. And I would put commas here because this is like a little relative clause going in there. Have improved online translation resources, increasing their number of users. Good. Increasing their ease of access and number of users. Yeah, like they made them easier to use. Yeah. Okay. Some people rely on these applications. Based on, yeah, why? So you could put in there for business and personal reasons because of their efficiency, or based on is okay, their efficiency and accuracy. Again, don't use these punctuation marks. Use a connecting word. And so you're going to agree. And personally, I strongly agree. Agree what? That they are useful tools. Okay. So you said based on their efficiency, but I think you need to have this. This says they will argue that although having limitations, might be better to say despite limitations. Okay. So instead of although having, just put literally despite limitations. These applications provide proper, proper, or maybe, all right, proper and let's go real time communication solutions using examples from Harvard. Okay. Long introduction, but you've got the right idea here. What I've tried to do, nothing is wrong with what you've done. I just a few little things we need to expand that, and I'm just here is just tidying that up a bit. On the one hand, issue of misleading communication has grown in importance. We're not talking about misleading communication though. We're talking about translation apps. You need to be careful. Just keep this in mind. Yeah. So, misleading communication. Yeah, misleading translations maybe. I think be a bit careful here. Don't go off the point. Has grown over the last 20 years. The central reason behind this lies in the difficulty for some people when solving fundamental problems in non-complex contexts. Okay, yes, but what do you mean? So we're talking about languages. Yeah, so don't try and be too clever. Remember that a band 9 user is natural and sophisticated. So tell me what you mean here. For instance, an extensive study demonstrated that among all different translation topics, over 70% were related to asking directions. Okay, so here, solving fundamental communication problems in an overseas business situation or as a tourist visiting a new and unknown country. So you see what I've done by just putting in this and connecting it to why would I be using an app anyway? So this is why I might be using it, and then okay, I might have a problem. So just remember to keep the question in mind. Okay. These apps provide rapid solutions. People also need to trust in their precision. Therefore, it is clear these translations, if these translations fail to deliver, yeah, there would. If they failed, there would not be more users promoting their use. Yes, so they've got to be accurate. Exactly. If they failed, I'd say if they failed, users would not be promoting their use rather than starting with there. So if they failed, then you're subject to the next part. Users would not be happy to promote and endorse their use. Okay? I think start that part of the sentence with users. Okay. On the other hand, although that accuracy that accuracy is uh, not in doubt. That sentence isn't finished. Although da-da-da, you need a verb in here. These translations are still fast spelling. Are still fat? Not sure what you mean there. Still unlikely to replace, maybe? Not sure what you mean there. Put that with a question mark. Unlikely to replace proper language training, or unable to replace, maybe. This is largely because other considerations should be taken into account when translating our ideas from mother tongue to another language. For example, recent empirical research shows that over 60% of Spanish speakers' visa application essays are rejected due to their sentences length and wordy paragraphs, difficult for English native speakers to follow. How funny. Okay, interesting. Consistent with this issue is that translated idioms do not make any sense. Excuse me, in other languages, absolutely. Thus, it's possible to state beyond doubt that translation apps provide efficient solutions. Good. However, there are still communications. State beyond doubt that whilst, you need to have a comparison here, whilst, you're saying they're quite good, but translation apps, yeah, and then you don't need however. So you're saying, yes, they're good, but they're not perfect. There are still communication structural boundaries to overcome. Okay, so make that all into one sentence. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that translation apps have provided an appropriate, good word response to communication needs for people around the world. It should be acknowledged that their faster evolution will increasingly overcome their actual limitations, challenging the way we learn. Good, lovely conclusion, very strong. Okay, great essay, Alejandro, well done. It's taken me a while to correct that. Really, please go through my correction very carefully. You are writing very good essays. It could be excellent, okay, but just think, make sure you understand the corrections. I am suggesting they're quite important. But very good work. Well done. Thanks for these essays.